Hello, Parallel-Preneur Powerhouses, and welcome to this week's Nef Nugget, where I share one tip that will inspire you to act and motivate you to move. And I want to know, is your business growing? Are you examining your business for growth? Are you even thinking about growth for your business? Are you checking it on a quarterly basis? Some opinions is if you fail to grow, then that could be catastrophic for your business. And then some parallel entrepreneurs are equally fixated on scaling. So I want to know, how can your business not just grow, but grow exponentially? So of course, in many cases, we as parallelpreneurs can kind of put the cart before the horse, right? What you need to do initially is to build a service package, also create a strong brand identity, establish your market, and then you can think about hyper growth. And if you're scratching your head saying, Nefa, what's the difference between growth versus scaling? Well, on today's Nef Nugget, I will be sharing growth versus scaling and what's the difference and why does it matter. So first of all, let's begin kind of with the most common distinction between these two terms. In general, we think of growth in linear terms. Your company or your business adds new resources for the growth, whether that's new team members, whether that's new technology, whether that's additional capital that's needed in order for your revenue to increase. It is a result of these additional things you're having to put inside of your business. Now, by contrast, scaling is when your revenue increases without substantial increases to the resources. So processes that scale are those that can be done without extra effort or minimum extra effort. If you send an email, for example, if you send an email to 10 people, you can send that same email to 1 million people, and the effort is pretty much the same. It's nothing that really kind of changes, which is why email marketing is very heavily associated with scaling and is a very effective way to scale. So for another example, if your business needs to scale maybe your operations you could simply be switching to a scheduler. So say you've been manually scheduling your appointments with your leads or with your current clients or your prospects. If you implement a scheduler, then that is another way where you can scale with minimum effort. But this is just like from a technology standpoint, and just to kind of show a little bit of the distinction between growth versus scaling, but we're going to look a little bit closer into actual practice of these two things. So when you're growing your business, generally is you think about a successful business or a successful company, you think about the growth where as it refers to increasing the revenue as a result of you being in business. And it can also refer to other aspects of your business that are growing, like maybe you need increased number of team members, the amount of office space you may need to have now to accommodate this type of growth, or how many more clients you're bringing on or that it can serve. These are things that are almost always linked to the growth in your revenue. Now, the biggest problem with this, however, is that it takes a lot of resources to sustain constant growth. Now, for example, if you have a service-based business, most of the parallelpreneurs that I work with do, and you currently may have only five clients right now, but which is about, it's okay, you've been able to maintain that. But what if you had to take on an additional five clients, right? If you had to increase that number and take on more, then how would you be able to handle that? The chances you won't be able to get the work done if you currently are handling five and then you take on five more without hiring additional team members or without hiring somebody that shares your same skill set. So now you have a coaching business, for instance, and there's multiple coaches that serve your clients, or you have an interior designer business and there's multiple designers that serve your interior design clients. So because of that kind of financial growth, you can only be achieved. It can be achieved, but you have to take into account you may encounter some losses as well, because of that growth, you got to hire new people or get a bigger office space, or just invest more into the business to help with that type of growth. Now, if you are a service-based business, like I said, which most of us are, then you may have to deal with this problem ongoing, because the more clients you take on, the more leads you take on, you're going to have to hire additional people. Now, you may not decide if you have a coaching business to hire additional coaches, but you may need to hire, team members to do some of the back end things to support you so that you can continue to work with the clients, right? So when you increase revenue to add clients, also just know that there may be some additional costs that is also additional costs that comes with those additional clients that you may take on. Even for example, if you have like an email marketing system and you may be potentially be on the free plan because you're just starting out, and free plan may take 2,000 people, but once you hit 2001 people on your email list, then you have to pay for that subscription. So those are just things you have to think about when it comes to growth. So now let's talk about scaling a business. The costs associated with growth. A lot of business owners are trying to figure out a way and really liking the idea of scaling. But the key difference is scaling is achieved by increasing the revenue without incurring significant costs, while adding clients and revenue exponential costs should only be incremental, if at all. So when you think about scaling, it's just you're scaling, but you're keeping your costs kind of low. Now, the difference between the growth and the scaling becomes more clear in your company or in your business, right? So if you're just starting out, like most of the people that I work with, parallels I work with, and you're not yet that large corporation that you may be dreaming about, this is a critical stage in your business. This is when you have to decide between growing at a regular rate or switching over to a faster scaling model. That's really like a personal preference, what you decide. Now, if you want to have a shot at really making like a lasting impact in your industry, perhaps even on the society as a whole, now it cannot be done without accumulating high overhead, which goes back into kind of like that growth model. And there's really no clear-cut path for scaling either. So it would just, if it was, then everybody will be $1 million gazillion company, right? So I want you, as you continue to grow your business, start thinking about growth versus scaling and decide what's going to be best for you in your future. And for those who don't know me, I am Nefateria Fonda, and I am the owner of Go Get It Inc., certified life, business, and sales coach for Parallel-Preneurs. Those are entrepreneurs who are building a business alongside their career. Help them get clear on who they serve and how they serve them, get confident in their selling skills and their services so that they can get cash in their business and eventually leave their career for full-time entrepreneurship. So I would love for you to connect with me on all social media platforms at Nefateria Fonda. And if you're ready to get clear, get confident, and get cash, go to my website and click the complimentary consult, fill out the form, and we'll get you on the schedule as soon as we can. All right, till the next time, be profitable and be blessed. Bye for now.